Hello, hello, hello. I thought it would be fun maybe to just share the process of me filling 2 pages of my sketchbook with you. So why don't you grab your sketchbook, you can sketch along, and yeah, let's do this. Today I'm actually going to be filling 2 pages in my sketchbook, so the entire spread, and I had a lot of fun with this, and I'm so glad to be able to share it with you because I recorded it. So yeah, I use my sketchbook for 2 things usually. One, for doing like studies, like from reference and like trying to actually like focus on different things and be better. And then I also use it for like mindless mind barfing onto the page, and that was kind of what I was doing today. Well, it was actually, today was a bit of a mixture because this first sketch, I just had YouTube on in the background and it was like on autoplay, so it was going through like videos that I'm not even subscribed to, like it had just gone who knows where. And so this one girl was on there and she was sitting there and I was like, oh, I'll draw her, that sounds fun. But the thing is, I was like, oh, I'll draw her in that pose. It's a YouTube video. She's gonna start moving. So I originally started drawing her the way she was sitting there, but then of course she got up and moved. So it ended up being more of a challenge to draw her in that original pose. But luckily, like, she's still on the screen, so I'm able to like see her proportions and apply those to my illustration as best I could. And it was really, really fun actually, because sometimes I can get a little bit bored of like drawing from reference just because it's like the exact same thing and you're just sort of like copying it onto the page. Even though it's a very good study and it helps you learn a lot of different things, this was like that same sort of study, but it's a little bit more fun because the character's moving around and you're like, ooh, I gotta try, oh, I can see that part now, gotta draw that while I can see it. And you're like, I don't know, it's just like, it just adds a little bit extra level of like fun to it. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. I change her face a lot, so don't get attached to that. I also drew the same character, but then just standing there because I was trying to figure out the proportions while I was drawing it. And so I thought, oh, if I just draw her standing there in a bit of like an organic pose, I might get a better idea of the proportions. And I'm actually kind of happy with the way that one turned out. I always like my like little mini sketches. I feel like they turn out the best. Maybe it's because they're so small it's harder to see the flaws. I don't know. I never actually saw what this person was wearing like on their lower half, so I got to invent it myself. But I was really just using this sketch to particularly like experiment with the proportions, so I kept it pretty loose and simple and just focused on that, and maybe that's why I like it, I don't know. I also just gravitate towards drawing these sort of poses of like a character just standing in an open abyss. It's just like my favorite thing to draw, so yeah, I had fun with this one. And this is when I was looking back at my other drawing and I realized I did not like the face at all. So I like fought with myself a little bit and decided to just completely erase it and start from scratch with the face. And I'm so glad that I did because I think this turned out a lot better. Still needs some work, but oh man, that old face, yikes. What I think improved the face the most was just adding a slight tilt to it. So I used some guidelines and like I was able to figure out where the eyeballs should go, and I think that really just added a little bit more life and like openness to the face. Next, it was time to draw something from my imagination, and I've been very inspired by Loish lately and her just super flowy, swooshy poses. And one of the ways she does that is that she really exaggerates like the angle of the shoulders with the angle of the hips. And so I did something kind of like that. I don't know, just a little bit inspired. I didn't really have any reference or anything. It was just kind of stuff from my head. So it's not like a very good study of it, but it was kind of just like a fun sort of, you know, like I said earlier, like a mind barf onto the page of my art. And it was really, really fun because, I don't know, it's just like the very exaggeration of the pose. Like, this isn't like a pose you would see someone in every day, whereas the last 2 things that I drew were kind of relaxed and like things you'd see in your day-to-day basis, you know? Whereas this one is like flying at you and like I don't know, I'm so bad with words, English. Ugh. I also tried to play around with like foreshortening and like trying to exaggerate the angle of the face. I didn't do a really good job of that one, but I tried. Do I get any points for that? I know I tend to like just draw the face staring at the camera all the time, so I was like, oh, I'll just have her like looking wistfully up and like that away instead. So yeah, it's probably kind of obvious, but I had no idea what kind of clothes I was going to put her in the entire time I was drawing this character. And I think that's really obvious, mostly because if I know what clothes I'm going to put the character in, I put them in those clothes immediately, because it's very important to, if you're drawing like a flowy character, to know that the clothes are going to flow this way or that way, so they should be part of that like initial sketch so that it's nice and loose and free. But I had no idea what I was going to put her in, so I decided to put her in something super tight. That way I didn't have to worry about erasing like any other lines, and it's kind of just like an outfit that's very Loish inspired. I think Loish has probably drawn someone in this exact outfit before, so there's that. Yeah, this is basically just a fangirl. This is like fan art, basically, I guess, of Loish. This next thing that I sketched, I don't know if you call it really sketch, it was kind of just a doodle, just a straight on face sketch doodle thing. I think it turned out cute. Gave her little braids. Yeah. Moving on. Oh, this I remember, it was an ad started playing on YouTube, like a mid-roll ad or something, and it was like this guy in like a mermaid suit, and I was like, oh, I haven't drawn a guy in a while, so this was my attempt at that. I don't think it turned out terrible, but yeah, I still need to improve on that. I need to do it. I just need to do it more. Like, I feel like if I just drew more guys, I'd get better at it, but I keep putting it off because I don't care. But I also do care because I want to be able to draw guys, but I don't know. I'll put in the effort. I'll do it. I'll start doing it. We'll do it. So it's okay. Just not for the rest of this spread. Back to the ladies. There's not much room left, but there's actually 3 more sketches. This next one, though, was, the most difficult. Like, I got really stressed out a little bit in this one because I decided to draw a girl on a bicycle with a little doggy in her basket, and bicycles are hard to draw, especially at this angle, and like legs are kind of hard to draw, especially at this angle. So and like there were parts where I was like, oh, I'll just leave it super sketchy and like just have the illusion that like, oh, people will be able to figure out what it's supposed to be, but I did end up putting a lot more time into it and like really trying to figure out what the legs would look like and figure out what the hands would look like. The hands I actually had a lot of trouble with, which I was surprising because I feel like I draw a lot of fists, so I feel like I kind of have fists down in a way, but I guess at this angle when they're holding onto the handlebars it's just a little bit more difficult. I don't know. But yeah, I practiced with that face, and like the hair was really fun to draw, and again with the outfit I just didn't think about it. I don't know. I was having a lot more fun just drawing the characters, and I just really wasn't paying attention to clothes. So they were really just an afterthought, and so it ended up being a little weird and doesn't even really match, I feel like, this, I don't know, the theme of this specific sketch. I was thinking outerwear, like workout attire kind of thing, but then I was like, then I gave it like a Nike symbol, but it wasn't really a Nike symbol, and I was like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, it was just kind of like a weird, I don't know. I'm not really happy with that. I'm not happy with the outfit choice on this one, but I'm kind of happy with the way the dog turned out. Like at first the dog was not turning out well at all. Like it was just very blur, kind of like that. But I slowly like chipped away at it, and I kind of had this faith in myself because I was like, I've practiced a lot of dogs. I think I can get this to work, and I'm glad that I kept sticking to it. And I did get that dog to look a little bit better, so I was kind of happy with that. I think he looked kind of cute. But yeah, I've been practicing drawing dogs lately, so there's a lot of dogs in this sketchbook where I was using like references and like different dog breeds. And I've been having a lot of fun with that because there's just so many different doggies to draw. And like, you can't get bored of drawing dogs because there's always a breed that you probably have not drawn yet. I'm just gonna say that. But yeah, this is my girl on a bicycle with a doggy in the basket. There's definitely some parts that still need a lot of work, and like, I just wasn't able to find a reference for what those parts should look like. And I think if I had reference, I really could have learned a lot more from this sketch, but I looked on like Pinterest and stuff, but like I couldn't find them in the right angle. So I think what I would need to do is just draw more people on bicycles from actual references, and then maybe I'll be able to figure out what it would look like from this this angle. So yeah, that's probably what I would need to do for the future. So that's what I learned from that. And then for these last 2 sketches, these were very much guilty pleasure things, just like flowy, swishy things. Very Loish inspired, of course, and like just fun and like a little bit more cartoony than the last ones that I've drawn. I kind of have 2 styles, and I kind of want to have a video about this because I have one that's like my super cartoony style, and then I have the one where like I like try to be a realistic, but I'm not like, I don't want to be realistic. Like, it's still cartoony. I don't know what the word is for that. Like, is there semi-realism? I don't know. Like, I don't have any particular interest in drawing like accurate portraits. Like, I know it's important to learn and study the face and things like that, but when it comes to like just my art, I'm okay with like a semi-realistic. I think that's just more fun, and that's what I gravitate towards, and that's the kind of art I like to look at, so that's the kind of art I like to make. But these two last sketches are much more like cartoony and, I don't know, exaggerated proportions, I guess would be the word. So, and then the last thing, something I just kind of like to do, this is completely unnecessary and like it's not like gonna help you become a better artist in any way, but I just like to add like a random color to sort of connect all the sketches into sort of one cohesive thing, sort of thing, you know? And I used this purple pen and did that. Yeah, it was really fun, just add random lines and stuff and sort of squished it all together. Anyway, this was really fun. Let me know if you enjoyed this type of video. I also have been thinking about doing like a almost real-time sketchbook page fill-up. I don't know, let me know what you think about that. It would kind of be like an unboxing video, the way I do those, like where I just like cut in and talk when like different things happen. If I should do like a sketchbook video like that. I think that could be really fun. I thought about doing it today, but I just really wasn't in a talking mood this morning, so it didn't happen. But let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all next week, and I hope you have a delicious evening full of waffles. Bye.